What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Thought I was taking a week off, but PSA had other ideas. Quick update before I dive into the PSA topic. Weekly sports card market update this week will not be live on Sunday, most likely. That will probably go up on Monday. So just putting that out there. I know I screw up a lot of people's morning coffee routines with that one, but it is what it is. So, why are we recording today? Ryan Hoge, President, PSA, they did a little Instagram live stream / pre-recorded thing on 10/10, October 10th, for what they are calling 10/10 Day. And they ran a bunch of different promotions and all that stuff, but you can check all that stuff out on their website. The two big things that we want to chat about today are some interesting little nuggets that they squeezed in there. The first one being they gave a little bit of a comment on, well, let's talk about some quick hitters and then we'll dive into the two big ones. One, they want to add more submission centers to PSA and UK to make things better for those people. They are hoping to add updates to the mobile app so you'll be able to photograph cards instead of what it sounds like, instead of like hand entering things on a submission. You'll just be able to take a picture of a card and update it from there without having to type in all the nonsense. The other thing that they mentioned is that bulk and value check-in times are back down to about a week. I've been hearing that from multiple other people as well. Those have gotten up to almost a month long. Now, that's kind of the smaller stuff. The juicier tidbits are they kind of gave a direct comment in regards to card cleaning. Now, and in my opinion, this is not the bigger of the two is the second thing we're going to talk about. This first one's the more clickbaity one because it'll be, PSA talks about card cleaning. Really, it's not anything new. I'll play the clip here just so you guys and girls can hear the full thing. It's about 2 minutes long, maybe that. So we'll go ahead and play that, and then we will hop back in and talk about a few things.
As a subject, but in an effort for some more transparency here, this one came from OG's Sports Cards here on IG. If a card is graded by PSA, the owner cracks it out and repairs the card in some form and resubmits it. Can the grade bump? How does how is this looked at internally? This isn't something we speak about very often.
Yeah, this one's got a lot of nuance to it, so I'll probably spend some time answering this one. So, first off, if you crack and resubmit a card, there is no hard and fast rule that you're going to get the same grade. So you could get a higher grade, you could get a lower grade. A different grader is going to likely be looking at that card the next time it comes through. One thing that we are doing though is we're imaging everything that we see now, pre and post grade. So if it's a serial numbered card, we will be able to compare those images and
we
see.
do track those. That is a common question.
We do track those. So we will have the images of the card. Yeah. So to the repair part of that question, that's the touchier one. People have asked me this about, like, there's certain folks that advertise on IG about like helping repair surfaces and remove scratches and things like that. Generally, surface like cleanup, if you're removing scratches or fingerprints with microfiber or whatever, that's generally okay. I think where you start having problems with getting it through our authentication and grading is when you are doing, I'll just describe it as heavier duty, kind of like restoration, whether that's like rebuilding corners or edges where it's clear there's chipping or something that's happening there and you were trying to like repair that, or obviously if you're cutting edges to make it sharper, more better appearance, that's the kind of stuff that is going to get flagged by our graders and not passed.
Like I said, there's really nothing new there. He is just purposely vague enough on specifically talking about the surface stuff, removing fingerprints and scratches with a microfiber ... and doesn't really get into specifics of where does it cross the line? Just a microfiber? little wax, little elbow grease, little Windex, little whatever other concoctions people come up with that they use on that stuff. But loosely speaking, removing fingerprints and scratches are perfectly okay. Anything that is, and I kind of like the term rebuilding corners or he doesn't say the word trimming, but cleaning up corners to make them straighter, basically trimming, are obvious no-nos. The other big thing there is the confirmation that they are tracking serial numbered cards. Like I said, I think that's the kind of clickbaity thing here of, they give comment on card cleaning or whatever. And I'm sure some people might run with that. In my opinion, this isn't that much different than kind of what we already know. I mean, plenty of people use, any one of, Kurt's Card Care, Mr. Minty, whatever it else is, car wax to clean modern cards. And most of the time those don't get flagged as rejected because I don't think that they can detect most of that stuff. So it kind of just passes through. So nothing new, nothing crazy there, but I wanted to make sure that we talked about it because anytime PSA even gives a little peek behind the curtain in regards to card cleaning, I think it's important to mention. Second thing, I don't have the clip for this one. It is at about the 40-ish minute mark. They straight out say, and to me, this is the bigger deal of the two things, the two bigger things, the card cleaning and this one. They straight up say, or Ryan straight up says, grader notes are coming. Hopefully early 2024, sometime in 2024. They specifically talk about it starting with higher end submission tiers. So I'm going to guess, your elites, walkthroughs, etc. And then his hope is trickle down from there essentially to the lower submission fees. And I would recommend watching the clip. I recommend watching the whole video. There's a lot of good little nuggets in there. It's about 40 to 50 minutes long. We're just kind of cherry picking the juicier bits. But what he describes is very similar to CGC graders notes. Like he had commented about like a mark on the back of the card, and it said like, the graders notes would say, heavy roller mark back left corner or something like that, which is really all you need. You don't need a paragraph long, dissertation, 3-page double spaced report on why a card graded that it did. 9 times out of 10, people just want to know, hey, there was a surface mark in the back, back middle underneath the, where it says batting average or something dumb like that. To be able to go flip that card over and look to see, oh, wait, yeah, there's a big fingernail imprint on the back of the card. I didn't catch it when I sent it in. That's really all we're looking for. And I think at minimum, they should be doing this stuff on the high end. Obviously, it should be across the board. And it sounds like he wants it across the board, but it may take some time. But if you're paying, $500, $1,000, $300 a card, whatever it is on that higher end stuff, they should give you the common courtesy of telling you why the card graded the way that it did if it didn't 10. So this is something we've been begging for, obviously, forever from a major grading company to do. And I think if PSA does it and it works, I think it's going to put a ton of pressure on the other grading companies to follow suit. Beckett obviously have subgrades, so you kind of you're still guessing. Like if it gets an 8.5 surface, it's something with a surface, but you don't know what specifically. But I think this very well could force the hand of the other grading companies to bring this on, because at minimum, for higher end cards, this could be a little bit of a game changer. If you have something that is pretty pricey, you're now potentially going to know why it got the grade that it got to a decent level of detail. And like I said, this is something we've talked about on the channel for years, is asking for grading notes. Every time I interview a grading company, it is always on my list about, can you, why don't you, is this something you could potentially do? I've asked SGC, I've asked Beckett, and I've asked CGC. All of them have kind of danced around it to some degree or another. So PSA is saying that it is coming. We will see, how it looks and how quick it comes and what the details look like on it. But just the fact that the word greater notes left the president of PSA's mouth is good enough start for me. That is all I have for you, boys and girls. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.